All right, you guys, welcome back to the lounge. Tonight we are doing awareness for bullying, and this is not just for just kids. This can be for anybody at all. So hopefully you are able to join us tonight. I'm going to be sending out a couple messages, so please bear with me as I get things prepared here. I also have something that we're going to listen to on the show tonight. I take this very seriously, and I know a lot of other people that's joined us in the past. They take it very seriously. So hopefully we can continue to raise awareness and even help others that might be going through similar situations of being bullied, or even just abuse in general. All right, we do speak on that as well. It's not always just necessarily bullying. We also talk about mental and physical abuse. It is a very serious uh, thing. And the more that we can educate and the more that we can even learn together, I believe the better. So let me send out a couple messages here just to make sure everybody is with us tonight. First thing I'm going to do is get the chat pulled up. So let me get to that real quick. Always have to do it afterwards, and I apologize for that, but that's just kind of the way it is. All right, let's go to the channel here. Okay, we've got two in here with us so far. Um, Shauna is with us. Stacy is with us. Shauna, if you want to let Miranda know as well, I'd really appreciate that if you could do that, hun. And guys, I want to remind you also to share this on Facebook right now, if you will. Let your friends know. Maybe they know someone that is going through bullying, or maybe they're going through an abusive situation themselves, even abusive relationships. Um, in the beginning, I was mainly focusing on raising awareness for bullying by itself. And I thought, let's just put the two together. That way I don't have to worry about um, doing two different streams when I can just do it all together. And I probably should have been more specific in the title, and that's okay. I'll be more specific next time within the title. And I think what I'm going to start doing is if I'm covering a specific story or topic that's within bullying or abuse, I'm going to give some hints, a couple hints to let people know what it is in that title as well. So that way to help people out a little bit better and they'll kind of know what we're talking about here. Um, I feel really good about speaking on the abuse as well because it's something that um, I've been able to do a lot of studying on since I've been in college, and I'm learning a lot about it, a whole lot. You know, before I started college and before I really started studying uh, mental abuse and physical abuse and all that, I never really gave consideration that the person that is abusing might need help. I never considered that in the past. Now I do. Not always can we say, well, that person doesn't mean to do it. They need help because sometimes they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. They do it for to feel the power of it, to feel like they're, you know, in control, full control. So don't get that confused that I'm like, well, you know, those that abuse, they don't deserve to be hated because, well, no one deserves to be hated, but they don't, you know, you get what I'm saying. Um, let's not make excuses for people when excuses are not necessary, right? So, anyways, share it on Twitter, Facebook, or even word of mouth. Maybe next time you're out and about, maybe you're with family, maybe you're with friends, let them know what we do on Sundays. It's every Sunday. In most cases, I like to go on earlier than what I am now. It is 9, it is after 9 at night, but I'm going to start trying to get on about 6 o'clock if I can really just get that schedule lined out. And, but things come up, things happen, kind of like today. Some other things got in the way, but that's all right. We're getting it out there, and that's all that matters. So let's go to chat. And then here in a few minutes, I'm going to allow you guys, we're going to listen to a story that I got. A doctor speaks on abuse and some other stuff. So I thought we'd listen to that as well. And then we'll talk on exactly what he's talking about. And then, obviously, if anybody's got questions, maybe maybe you're going through something, that's what we're here for. Now, let me be clear that I'm not a professional psychiatrist. I'm not anyone that is sitting behind this microphone with a specific license. We're here for the support, our opinions, and that is it. That is all we can give. But I want to be clear on that before someone, comes in and then they go and do something. I don't want them to say, well, the lounge said do it like this, because they said they got a license or, so let's not get that, mixed up. But hopefully we can help you. And if you want to share your story, you're welcome to. If you want to ask questions because you're going through something, you are welcome to. That is completely and entirely up to you. So let's go to the chat so I can say hello to all the wonderful, wonderful people out there tonight. Don't forget to give us a hashtag loungers together. Show people that you support the lounge. And yeah, let's see here. Shauna, thank you for tweeting that, my dear. I appreciate it. Let's see. Stacy, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Another big supporter. I'm seeing a lot of Stacy as well, and Shauna and Miranda. I'm seeing a lot of people here lately, and I really, really appreciate it, especially when I'm doing something like this, because this isn't just for me. This is showing that we are there for those that are going through these different types of bully situations and abuse. And I'm actually going to be speaking on mental abuse. This is probably going to be one of my longer streams, you guys. I won't lie to you. And when I get to talking, sometimes I can talk forever. I mean, it's not going to be no 5 or 6 hours, nothing like that, but it will be a little bit of a longer stream because we want to listen to that first. And then I want to talk to you, to the community, to the public about mental abuse and really what it can do to you and why you need to do something about it now, not later. All right. So thank you guys for joining tonight. That really means a lot to me. I really appreciate that. I really do. Um, Again, one more thing before we get started. I also want to say that, I don't really have a lot of updates on how Tina D is doing, another YouTuber, but she is still, a friend of ours, and we are still keeping her in our thoughts, and hopefully she's doing better. I've not heard anything. So at the end of the show, if anybody wants to update me on that, by all means, please feel free to do so in the chat or whatever. But either way, hopefully Tina is doing okay. So let's see. Okay, so going to go ahead and play this. I don't know how long it is. Let me take a look.
Link next shift plus N. Play K button. Seek slider left right. Seek slider. Seek slider left right slider. 023 146. Play K button.
Okay, so we're going to play this. Now, you're not going to hear me on the mic. While this is playing, I am going to step away real quick. But I won't be but just a second. So
Link
let's
next shift
go
plus play K
ahead
button.
and let's play this.
Pause K.
A
Pause K.
child can have
Okay.
lifelong damage from bullying.
We are clearly seeing a link between bullying and what happens later on in life, whether it is severe depression, just difficulty with relationships.
If a child or a teenager is being bullied, they will often show signs of anxiety, depression, have trouble concentrating or sleeping, and complain about going to school. Oftentimes, experts say these characteristics will continue throughout adulthood.
They can become a bully in situations later on in life, sadly, or they can become a person who don't believe that they can do anything right.
But he says a child who is a bully may also struggle as he gets older.
There are some people who actually are going to grow into antisocial personality disorder people, who are going to end up in jail some point in their life, who don't care about other people's feelings.
He says most often children who are bullies have experienced abuse.
And they are actually repeating those behaviors with kids that are smaller than them or have any kind of impediment.
If a child is suspected of being bullied or bullying others, he says it's important for parents and teachers to intervene quickly and get both children the help they need. For Lee Memorial Health System, I'm Lindsay Fry.
All right, you guys, I am sorry about that. Hopefully you guys still with me. All right, let me get back to the chat here. All right. Hey Lola, how are you? Sorry, I was away there for a minute. Hopefully that played all the way through. Did everybody get to listen to that okay? Is anybody that wasn't very long, was it?
Link one person to make a link bullying your friends file. Okay. Link 5 years ago 8 minutes 33-second complimentary information. Main region.
I'm gonna see.
The long-term impacts of bullying heading level 1 clickable.
Let's click on this.
The long-term impacts of bullying YouTube.
Come on. Sorry guys, I'm trying to look at something else here now. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Stacy. I missed it, but I'd watched it before a while back. Let me see here.
The long-term impacts of bullying heading level 1 clickable. Bullying your friends heading level 3 link. One person can make a difference short film heading level 3 link. Trauma the long-lasting effects of childhood trauma heading level 3 link.
Here's something else I wanted to talk.
Trauma the long-lasting effects.
Share tonight too. I don't think my audio is working when I'm trying to share some of this other stuff. Yeah, here it is. This got to do with childhood trauma. So I want you guys to listen to this as well. And you'll understand why here in a minute. some reason.
YouTube video player. Seek slider. YouTube pause K button. Next shift plus N. Pause K YouTube video player. Pause K button. Play K button.
Okay, so that's being goofy. I'm just going to stop it. I'll just talk about it. So there's two things I wanted to talk about tonight. We're always talking about bullying, and we'll always talk about bullying. We'll always support it to raise awareness and stuff. But bullying starts in early childhood. It starts with, well, 80% of it. And I'm giving you like a legit number here too. 80% of bullying starts with early childhood. And that falls under the category of abuse in several different ways. Physical and mental are the top two. Mental abuse, I believe, is something that, there's a lot of people that don't really catch it when a child is young, because in most cases the child doesn't go to school talking about it. Instead of talking about it, they end up going through school pushing around other least popular kids. You don't see a popular kid being bullied, right? You just don't see it, because that popular kid, everybody knows them and they get along. They got all these friends. They're the cool one. So the bully's not going to target the popular kid of the school, because then, they would look horrible. They don't want to look horrible. They want to look inferior. They want to look as if they can push you around and they can get away with it. Right? So that's why you're not going to see that happen. But we got to go back before school and look at what is happening to the kids. What was going on with this teen before he or she became a bully at this school? Was he mentally or physically abused? Was she mentally or physically abused? Was their father or mother alcoholics? Was their father or mother doing physical abuse to them? Was it a family that where the father stepped out? They didn't have a father, or they didn't have a mother, or maybe they were adopted. There are so many different circumstances and situations when we look at bullying. It's not as easy as, just saying, well, that person enjoys being mean because they're just a punk little bitch, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that, like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm speaking as in, what some might say, right? Well, that's not the case. In a lot of times, they have been through something. They have been through the abuse in one way or another. There are bullies that do it just to do it. I'm not saying there's not. But in a lot of cases, they've been through something. They've been physically or mentally abused. I can almost guarantee it, right? So what we need to do is step back. If we're someone that can do something about it, we need to, instead of ignoring it. And I think that, there's a lot of times that we don't catch it, right? Let me, okay. 1 second, I got to fix this message. Okay. Oh, come on. I don't care about smart news. I'm going to uninstall that app. All right, there we go. Now, I spoke with somebody last week, and they was sharing with me how, hey, Mom, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for joining and showing your support tonight. I appreciate it. I really do. Um, Come on, phone. Stop being stupid. All right. Let me set my phone down for a minute because it's just going to keep on going off. Um, I spoke with a gentleman last week, and when he was in school, there was a lot of bullying going on, a whole lot of it. And it came from a group of three people that was bullying. There was one boy and two girls. And they were really, really hard on the bullying. They would bully every single day, every time they would get a chance. Right. Now, the gentleman that I spoke with, they're not the ones that they didn't get bullied but one time by them. And then they went to someone else because this person gave them the signals that they were, they just wasn't going to put up with it. But it came down that another student had came very close to committing suicide. And then the school at the time, and I forget the name of it, but it was somewhere in Delaware, decided to look more into what was going on after that almost happened. And come to find out that all three bullies was going through abuse at home. Well, let me fix that. Had went through abuse at early childhood. One was mentally abused for a very long time until the father was out of the picture. So from the age of 6 years old all the way up to 13 or 12, I forget now, they were being mentally abused. They were called a lot of horrible names, stuff that I'm not going to repeat. But that really pushed them to bully really, really hard. Not just to every now, which bullying altogether is not good, but they were so angry inside that was the only way they knew how to feel a little bit better about themselves. So they was bullying because it made them feel like, they was finally doing something right, even though it wasn't right at all. So that's why I say the schools really need to pay attention to that, and really, when bullying happens, sometimes you gotta rewind the tape, and you got to go back much further from where it even began, because you'll be surprised where you find your answer, right? So luckily, these bullies was helped, all three of them. And I'm looking to find the video. When I do, I'll share it with you guys. But one of them is actually a speaker on bullying, and I got to find it. I got to get a hold of the guy that was telling me the story because I didn't get his email. But One of them's a speaker. Another one is a I think a substitute teacher now, and so this was something that happened a long time ago, and I think that should be something to take the point as well. We think, I've even said it, that bullying's getting bad, yada yada yada. It was no better back 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Bullying was still bullying, right? And look at it. These bullies are grown up now, but back then they were bullying so bad that where someone almost committed suicide. So I think we got to realize that it's not really that bullying has gotten worse today. I think that we're seeing it more. There's more that's, I guess, it's being paid attention to a little more than what it used to. Which we need to pay attention to it. I got to get a drink here. My voice is not cooperating tonight. Okay, there we go. So, I've got a book that I'm going to be getting. I'm wanting to read up on it that talks a whole lot about abuse as early, kids at a young age. And I want to really read up on that. And next week, I'll be able to share a lot more with you guys. I don't want to talk on something too much before I know enough on it to. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. RP, about what you said to Stacy. Let me see what Mom said here. Wow, that's crazy, Stacy. That's good, Mom. I'm just catching up on chat now, you guys. That's good that you was able to really make that teacher really, get it. Because if you had her in tears, then she was getting it. She was definitely getting it. Stacy, that's horrible, and I'm very sorry that you went through that, my dear. Nobody deserves that, and I am very sorry that you had to go through that. I tell people that there's never an excuse for stuff like that, never. But the best thing that I think a person can do when they go through these horrible events in their life is, I see a lot of people coming out of it being a stronger person than what they was before, and being able to help someone else get through a similar situation. So hopefully, you're able to, obviously you can speak on it, Stacy, and that takes a lot right there. So, again, I'm really sorry that you went through that, but I feel like, maybe it has made you a stronger person today, so it's horrible. It's horrible to hear something like that, but the most we can do is, be supportive and be there in every way that we can, and be there for someone else that might be going through something themselves. I had someone the other day tell me, they said, John, I don't they said, I don't agree about people that are, take a young kid that might be getting beat on. They didn't think that a kid being abused that would cause them to be a bully, and I'm sorry to tell them, and I told them and I showed them. I even showed them the papers where I'd got it out of a study guide. It will definitely, or it can definitely cause someone to become a bully, to do bullying, whether it's a physical abuse or a mental abuse. And there was a lot of information. I need to get that and put it over to a document so I can share it with you guys. And I'll work on doing that this week. I'll get it into a PDF. I'll share the link where you guys can download it, read it, even share it with others if you want on Facebook or whatever. All right. You'll be amazed by some of the information that was on that study guide. It was pretty crazy, some of the stuff that it spoke about. Let's take a look here. Yeah, absolutely. You made a good point. You made a good point there, Rotten Potatoes. It does. It definitely does. There's a lot of your criminals, your more serious criminals. They've been through one form or another of abuse. You take a look at, and I'll get to learn a lot more this semester coming up with serial killers, but you take a look at some of your big time murderers that's been locked away and all that. They have had very rough childhoods. It's very common it to see that. So good point to make out there. I'm glad you pointed that out, RP. That's right, Stacy. And you know what? I think it makes you a stronger person. Not saying it's good that you went through that, but it's good that you came out with your head up higher, right? I mean, there's two things that we can do when we go through something, and that's either come out of it and never rise above it, or come out of it and rise way above it to be a bigger and better person to where you can even help someone else later on in life. That's how I look at it. Derek, welcome to the live stream tonight, brother. Thank you for coming in and joining us. I appreciate you, friend. You know, true story here. When I was a teenager, right down the road from me, I had a friend, and his name was Josh, and he was the nicest kid that you would ever meet. He was real quiet, but just a real nice boy. He never caused problems. He didn't fight with people. He didn't pick on nobody. He kind of kept to himself quite a bit. And even as a kid, I knew something was probably going on back home, right? Well, around when, and I can't remember the exact date, but later on in life, like 4 years later, after I'd moved away from the area I lived in. He was still a teenager. He was only 14, I think. He ended up murdering his grandma and grandpa. But, and I'm not making an excuse for him, but he went through some severe abuse and a lot of mental abuse on top of that as well. On top of being forced to live in a very unstable and dirty environment. And that was what made him snap. He did his time. He did, I think, 20 years or something like that. Got out of prison and then moved to a completely different state. It was so bad he didn't even want to live in the state of Kentucky no more, right? He wanted gone completely, even after getting out. And, you know, I don't know every detail on everything that happened, but I know it was bad enough that he didn't want no part in it. Yeah. What is it? Hold on, you guys. What is it? Oh, sweet tea? Nice. Cool. Yeah, if you want to get me some, I'll drink some tea on top of drinking pop any day. But anyway, that was why. And I'm not saying, oh, well, it was okay that he murdered 2 people, because that's not okay. But we can't always look at it as that person that, did that as a horrible, horrible person, because sometimes we don't know what they go through. Right. And it was bad. It was bad. I mean, there are some kids that are forced to live in, really rough situations. And the thing was, adults, when they get children's services called on them, because when that happened to him, I mean, children's services showed up several times hearing about different reports, but they could never prove anything, right? So the abuse continued and continued. So sometimes it's not as easy as what people think. Take a look at the chat here. ARP, take care, brother. Okay, mom's leaving. I didn't know who was leaving. Mom, okay. See you later, mom. But, and the other thing that, and I know I say this all the time, and I tell people all the time that, if you're ever out and about and you witness any type of abuse, don't just walk away. There's a lot of people that just keep on going, and they have it in their mind that, I don't want to get in somebody else's business or whatever, but you could honestly be saving somebody's life, and you don't got to run up and jump right in the middle, but you could easily go to a phone or use your own phone, call the cops, do something. So I always tell people, keep your eyes open when you're out and don't ever just walk away. I've put myself right in other people's business before. One time a girl and a guy was at the store, and he was getting ready to beat the crap out of her, and I completely put myself in the middle of that one. Me and my cousin did, as a matter of fact, a long time ago. But if we wouldn't have, she'd probably got her brains beat out. So we kind of interrupted his little plans. And while we was talking to him, we also had the cops on the way at the same time. and the guy, he had no idea. So, there's always ways to, do that. Yeah, I don't, betrayal is, it's a horrible thing, but I don't know. I don't really hate no one. Even, sometimes, Derek, it's easy to feel like you hate someone, especially if they're doing horrible things. Um, but I think sometimes we also have to ask, does that person need something, need help, or uh, I don't hate anyone though. I'm not a person to hate anyone. I just disagree with how they are or what they do, but it won't make me hate them. Not even, especially blood family. If I've got family that does something horrible to me, yeah, I'm not going to put myself around them, and I'm going to disagree with the way they are, but I don't think I'd hate them. That's a big word for me, a big thing to do if you actually hate somebody. But yeah, Mom, you have a good night, okay, hon? We love you. And if you can, share this on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you want to share it. And hopefully we'll see you again in the near future. But let me see if I can get another one here I wanted to play. If I get this stuff to play right.
Trauma, long-lasting effects of childhood trauma, heading level 1 clickable. 43,097 news clickable. Heading level 1 trauma, the long-term impacts of bullying YouTube.
Come on.
Virtual PC cursor. Document. The long-term impacts of bullying YouTube. Trauma, the long-lasting effects of childhood trauma, heading level 1 clickable. 43,000 like this video, 300 dislike, 11 share, but share, save, but save, click for more actions, link, site video, document, banner. Guide button not checked. Visit link YouTube home. Skip navigation button. Search read search edit. Search button. Search read creative YouTube app messages button. Settings but sign banner and main region conflict blank. Seek slider. Seek slider left right slider. Play K button. Pause K button. Link next shift plus.
If I can get this to play. Let's see if this will play for us. Come on. And it's not going to play right. I don't know what it's doing. Right, hold on, you guys.
Pause K button. Link next shift pause K. Seek slider. Seek slider left. Play case. 00541. 006. 060. 0 0 0 30 0 37 0 40 0 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 209 219 220 virtual PC first trauma, the long-lasting effects of childhood trauma, heading level 1 click back.
All right, I'm going to go back here. Hold on.
I think we are not paying enough attention.
It's a growing problem. One health.
I'm sorry, guys. Hold on.
10 things to do if you are getting bullied by HRT Novel. How to stop being bullied by books. Prevent bullying, prevent child. 10 things to do if you are getting bullied. How to stop being bullied by books. Prevent bullying, prevent child. Bullying video 6. Bullying. From the teacher's eyesight, the effects of bullying. What 10 things to do if you are 10 things to do if you how to stop being prevent bullying, bullying video 6. 10 things to do if you are 10 things to do if you are getting how to stop being bullied by books. Tips 5 years ago, 7 minutes. Link with tips. Heading level 3 link how to stop it. How to stop being bullying.
If it's the one I want.
Sociologists have been
Here we
studying
go.
bullying for decades. They just don't call it bullying. They've always called it dominance behavior, that it's other people trying to overpower others. And it's just like the animal kingdom, the alpha male mentality. That's what's happening on campus. And so when we understand it in terms of dominance behavior, people trying to have power over another, that helps us understand what to do about bullying when we really understand what it is.
All the bullying experts agree on one thing, that bullying is an imbalance of power, that someone's trying to have power over you. They want to see you lose and they want to win. You see, the experts say it's an imbalance of power. Let me put it this way. Let's say a bully says they hate your guts. I hate your guts. If you respond out of anger, shut up! The bully loves that. Never. I hate you. Don't care. You're hurting my feelings. That's the point, stupid. You see, the more upset you get, the more angry you get, the more fun they have. But what would happen
Absolutely.
if we were resilient? Everybody say resilient. What if we were emotionally strong? Everybody say strong. What if we were mentally tough? Everybody say tough.
Tough.
Then no matter what the hater says, you wouldn't care. I hate your guts. That's nice. You smell like body odor. You're nasty. Thanks for the information. Your face is ugly. You have a face of an angel, sweet cheeks. Okay, maybe that was too far. But how awesome would it be if you, the victim of relentless teasing and taunting or bullying, decided to not get upset, to have tough skin, to allow the hateful, mean words of others bounce right off you and not care what the other person says? See, some people say, well, Brooks, doesn't a person have to have a high sense of self-esteem to be able to do what you're asking? Don't they have to have, self-confidence or a high sense of self-worth? No, they don't. If you explain to students that bullying is nothing more than a game about winning and losing, and that the way that they can win is by not getting upset, and the bully will lose. And when people lose, they don't like playing the game, so they'll leave you alone. When you explain that to a student, it's simple, it's concrete. It's not abstract, it's not ethereal, it's not complex, it's simple. Don't get upset no matter what they say. I'm not saying it's easy, but in logic, it's very simple. Now, it's important to know this. When I say bullying, I'm only talking about when someone's hurting your feelings. If you can understand bullying in terms of someone hurting your feelings, then the solution is very simple. But some people think bullying is more complex than hurting your feelings. They think bullying is like violence. Let me make it very clear. When I say bullying, I'm not talking about when someone punches your face. I actually believe that, you should get upset if someone punches your face. That's not bullying. That's called assault and battery, okay? Don't just stand there. It's all good. No, dude. If someone straight up punches your face, get upset. Why? Because that's a crime. That's not bullying. It's a crime. And crime should be punished. And if you ever feel like your life is in danger, you should be protected. You should reach out for help.
Absolutely.
These are social skills that every human needs to learn, because there's mean people all around us. There's jerks everywhere. I've discovered that when you empower kids to solve their own social problems, three things happen. Number one, they grow in self-esteem, they grow in self-confidence, and they grow in self-worth. All three words have one word in common: self. You can't do it for the kid. He has to do it for himself. And only when he solves the problem for himself does he grow in self-esteem, self-confidence, and self-worth. And that's what we should be doing. Every victim of bullying deserves the right to be taught how to solve their own social problems. And that's what we need to move towards, I believe.
Now, in this game, I want you to call me an idiot. I'm going to try to get you to stop being mean. You can make fun of my high forehead, my pointy nose. You can make fun of my ugly clothes. Here's how the game works. It's pretty brilliant. I'm going to try to get you to stop being mean. And if I can stop you from being mean, I win. But if I can't stop you and you keep being mean to me, you win. Okay? So the goal is not to give up. You call me an idiot and you keep making fun of me. I'm going to try to stop you. On the count of three, everyone say action. 1, 2, 3. Call me an idiot.
You're an idiot.
What'd you say?
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
You're ugly.
That hurts my feelings.
Yeah, like I care.
I'm going to get you in trouble.
Sure, short stuff.
I'm taller than you. Shut up. You call me an idiot one more time and I will windmill kick your face.
Like I care. Like you could do anything in those clothes.
These clothes are freaking awesome, okay?
Sure, plaid and sweater vest.
Oh, you have eyes. You can see. Stop being mean.
I hate your face.
Stop being mean.
I hate blonde people.
All right, give her a big hand clap. She did great. All right, now hold on. Good job. All right. I tried to stop you. I couldn't. You did a great job. We're going to play one last time. Same rules. You can call me an idiot. I'm going to try to stop you. Don't let me stop you, okay? You keep being mean to me. You think I can stop her? No. All right, I'll try. Here we go. On the count of three, everyone say action. 1, 2, 3. Go and call me an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Oh, you think I'm an idiot?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I do stupid things. That's true.
Yeah, you do. You always do stupid things.
I know. You're so smart. You're so lucky.
Yes, I am.
You're awesome.
Thank you. And you're not.
I know. We established that. Cool. Look, my happiness is not based on whether you think I'm cool or not. I'm going to be happy even if you hate my guts.
Okay.
And I'll always be nice to you, sweetheart.
Okay. No.
Isn't she lovely?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I won. Give me a big hand clap. That was awesome.
All right, hold on 1 second, you guys. All right. Okay. Hurry up, I gotta go. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, bye. All right, you guys. So that there, I really like that one. I've listened to that one a couple times. I've actually shared it a couple times on some public speaking that I've done. I was hoping I was hoping I could find it because I like that one. It's he makes some really good points. We if when you're being bullied, just remember when you're not showing them that it's bothering you, and you use that reverse psychology on them, right? That someone calls you stupid, and you just be like, yeah, you might be right about that. I tell myself that sometimes. You know, uh, they can't continue to insult you if you agree with them when they insult you, right? Or if you kind of turn it into a positive reply. Bullies don't know how to handle positivity, right? They can't handle positivity. It's like it's like kryptonite for Superman or something. But hopefully you guys can maybe someone's listening to this later on and they're going through something. The main goal here is that you can take this and use it, because I believe there's some really good tips that he gave throughout that speech that he did. And again, if someone going through bullying, let them know what we're doing. Let them know that, we don't just talk about it every time. Sometimes I will, share other professional tips through, different things that I come up with. Uh, you know, we also allow people to share their story. Sometimes it helps to get it off your chest. There's a lot that we're doing with it. The main goal is to be there, to show support, and to just show people that we're not going to tolerate it. One of our mods, her son, she's been on the show before. Shauna's been on here. She has spoke about bullying. Her son has been through bullying. Fortunately, he's graduated. He won't have to go through that anymore. And I really feel like the bullying is probably over for him. I believe now he can, move on and, live a very happy life. And that's the thing we got to remember. More than one person has said this. We go through school. If you take the time that you're in school out of your whole life, it's really not that much. It seems like it at the time. But once you go through that, you look back and you say, well, you know what? That really wasn't that long. So try to remember that, if you are going through things. It doesn't mean continue to put up with it. It just means that you don't need to give up because it will get better. It always gets better. It really does. If you keep that positive mindset, it will get better. And the more that you learn how to deal with it, I believe that's the key to getting through bullying altogether, is learning to cope with it, learning to deal with it, learning things that you can do to get through it. So, does anybody got any anything they'd like to add on that, or anything about what we've listened to tonight, or any questions? Do we got anything anybody wants to say? Because I'm getting ready. I'm gonna move on to the mental abuse that I'm going to talk about for a little bit, because I think mental abuse is, obviously all of it. None of it's any fun, obviously, but mental abuse is something that there's a lot of people that go through it, and sometimes they feel like they can't get out of it, but you can. So yeah, thank you for blocking that person, RP. They must have said something inappropriate. Hey, Jag girl, how are you? I just noticed you was in here, hon. How are you? Yeah, this stream is going to be saved, RP. This will be available, so he can listen to it anytime at all. Let's see. All right, let's see. Yeah, Derek. And we'll talk about that more, I'm sure, about the docs thing, but don't worry about it right now. That's just, yeah, we'll talk about that later. I'm doing good, Jag girl. Thank you for asking, and I appreciate you coming in, showing your support for the raising awareness for bullying. I wish there was more people like you guys, that would come in and show that too, because the more people that come over here and do that, the better. It really is, because it helps us, and it really helps the ones that are going through it. So I want to talk a little bit about mental abuse. I want to share a little bit of a story with you. For the longest time, I went through it. Right, I went through mental abuse, and after you go through it for so long, it actually feels like the normal pattern of your life. Right, and what I mean by that is, I used to be so bad with, being mentally abused and keeping myself around it, that I couldn't even go stay with somebody overnight, because I would have these little, not really a full fledged panic attack, but I just would feel like I needed to go back home. Like, I need to go back home. I need to go back home. Right. And that's what happens when you go through, or can happen. Let me rephrase that. It can happen I went through it for about 7, 8 years. Easy. And it didn't stop until I had enough. Until first I recognized it and admitted that that's what I was going through, and then standing up and doing something about it. If someone is mentally abusing you, they're not going to stop on their own. And you need to remember that. You need to really remember that. They will continue to do it, especially if you do nothing about it. If you just let it happen, or if you do like I did and you say, okay, you continue to talk to me like that again, and I'm gone. I'm leaving. That turned into a pattern for me. It was a repetitive pattern that was just over and over and over. Because when you go through something for so long, it's hard to get out of it, because then when you get out of it, you don't feel right. You feel like you're the guilty one. So don't ever tolerate being mentally abused. You got to stand up and you got to do something about it. You got to get away from it. Because if you don't, it will bring you down. It will drag you down. I promise you. I went through it. A lot of it. A lot of the just insult after insult after insult. Today, it has made me a much stronger person, because in most cases, now if somebody throws an insult at me, I just shrug my shoulders and go on. But I don't want to see someone go through that. And if you notice that you are going through that, you got to get yourself out. There was excuses that I kept on putting up in the beginning. No, I can't leave. I can't do that to them. No, that wouldn't be right of me. No, it wasn't as bad as what I thought. Well, maybe I started it. Oh, you know what? I deserved it. All these silly excuses. And if you've been through it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you, if you've been through it, you completely know what I'm saying, and you're probably nodding your head in agreement, saying, yeah, exactly. Because that's the type of things that you go through when you're going through that. And nobody deserves it. Nobody deserves to be mentally abused. And it can mess you up later. See, now, at random, very random, I will have, these anxiety spells, not all the time. And when I say very random, I'm talking it could go for 2 or 3 years and I not even have one. The one time I had one, I didn't have another one for over probably 7. Well, let's see. I can figure it up in my head here. Let's see. I had it when I was married. I had it when I was married. Did I had the so 1, 2. About 8, between 8 and 10 years that I went and didn't have one at all. But see, because of that abuse, that's what it can do to you. You might later on down the road say, well, why am I having these? I don't do anything to activate this. Why am I going through this? It can very well be because of the abuse that you went through. It's not going to give you a warning and say, hey, I'm about to give you an anxiety attack because you was abused. No, it just does it. The one thing that I've learned, and this might just be me, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? The last time that I was getting ready to have one, I really started concentrating in my head, and I actually beat it. I beat it. Like, usually you start feeling like your pulse is getting ready to go 100 miles an hour, and you just get all these just silly thoughts about it. Well, I was able to pull myself away from it. And I don't know if I can do that every time or not, but if I can, hey, that makes me happy. But if not, then if you are going through it, you need to go to the doctor, get medicine. Uh, you know, don't just ignore it, because it's not healthy, because it does raise your heartbeat and all this stuff. It's not good, but just don't ignore it. So I thought I'd share that with you guys tonight. Wow, Shauna, that is crazy. I just saw what you said. Yeah, I'd be getting double deadbolts and put you a shotgun under every bed, under your couches, put it, Yeah, wow. Sorry, guys, I'm just looking at the chat again. Yeah, Derek, mental abuse is no fun. Um, yes, for standing up for John that someone was messing with him. Mark Isaac did it. Yeah, you're right, Jack Girl. It is important. And you're good, Derek. You're good, brother. No worries. Um, I just want to say, if you are someone that goes through mental abuse, don't be scared. If you can't fight it yourself, if you can't get out of it alone, don't be scared to go to someone and get help. But I promise you, it's not worth ignoring, because it only gets worse. It's just like physical abuse. If you don't do something about it, it only gets worse. And I know people might say, well, that's not true with every case. Well, you might have some cases where it only happens once and it never happens again. But in most cases, 99.9999999%, it will continue to get worse and worse and worse and worse. Don't put yourself in that situation. Get yourself out of it. And just remember that even here at the lounge, there's always someone here willing to talk to you. Maybe you're just not sure how to deal with it, where to go, who to call, what to do. Reach out to us, and one of us will help you. If you need us to help you find the right place to get in touch with in your area, we'll help you. I don't want to see anybody go through it. It's not healthy, it's not fun, and it's no way to live. Nobody deserves to live a unhappy life that's abusive like that. Nobody deserves that. Just like bullying. Nobody deserves it, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We can't stop it. We can't stop every person that's being mentally abused. We can't stop every child that's being abused. The only way we can stop anything or do anything about anything is if we know about it. Is if you stand up and you say, I've had enough. I'm not going to live my life this way anymore. I deserve to live a happy life. You put these positive things in your mind, and I promise you it will make a difference. Just remember that if you are going through something, once you start thinking positive about what you are going to do, and that you're no longer going to put up with it, and that you're going to do something about it. And that doesn't mean make up excuses for why it happened. Get rid of the excuses and replace the excuses with words to action, as in getting up and going somewhere and getting help, or getting out of the situation, or speaking with someone to get you connected with the right people. Do something about it. The person that's doing it to you, they might need help. They might need medical, attention. I don't know. But you got to do something about it, regardless of what the situation is. Oh, getting bit in the ass by a dog ain't no fun, Shauna. Oh, goodness. What's up, boss? It is good to see you, Tina. Very good to see you. I was worried about you. I hadn't talked to you. I'm glad you're here. Tina, are you doing all right? It's good to see you, hon. Oh, damn. That would suck, getting bit by a big dog like that. It ain't no fun getting bit by a little dog, We got an ankle biter here, and that dog will bite the shit out of you. But a German Shepherd, that's taking away some meat right there. Shit. I'm glad you're doing better, Tina. The last that we had heard, you had the anxiety attack or panic attack or whatnot, and that was all we knew. We knew that you had got sent to the hospital, and that was kind of where that got left. So we was all thinking about you for sure. Definitely thinking about you, hon. We definitely look out for our friends, and we look after our friends. That is for sure. Yeah, I don't know who that was that came in here earlier. Thank you, mods, for getting rid of them. Luckily, I didn't get to see what they said, which is probably a good thing. It's not always good when I see what they say, because then I just get ticked off and I respond when I shouldn't, stuff like that. But you guys seem to have took care of that. And what really is awful is if someone's going to come in on a live stream that is for the goodness of looking out for those that's going through bullying and abuse, and someone to come in and act a fool during a stream like that really does show how pathetic a person really can be. That really shows it. That takes the icing right off the cake right there, doesn't it? I think it does, anyways. Hey, Tina, I can go to my buddy's house and introduce you to his mastiff that he's got. That dog is one big freaking dog, people. He weighs 174 or 76 pounds. And that's one dog that I say that has, he's got the bark and he's got the bite. That damn dog is scary, man. Especially if he don't know you. Oh, damn, Tina. I was jumping the fence. Oh, my gosh. Well, I guess you're one of them that can say you've literally been bit in the ass by a dog. That would suck. So that dog bit you in the ass and got mooned at the same time. It was a full moon that night. Shit, that would suck. Did you have to get stitches on your ass? Damn, that would really, really suck, Tina. That would suck. A, a Caucasian shepherd. I want one. Yeah, we sure do. That's what friends do, right? Friends look out for friends. That's what friends do. Oh wow. That is just crazy. Um let's see here. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream tonight. And if you guys not checked it out yet, I did a video for AGP. I uploaded that earlier. You can check that out. And I just want to remind people this out there, whether you're a teenager or an adult, if you're going through bullying or any kind of abuse, just know that you're not alone. But you need to also know that if you don't do anything about it and you continue to ignore the situation, that it only gets worse. It only gets worse when you do nothing about it. So, there's always someone out there that'll listen to you. And I always say that there's always someone that you can trust, right? Talk to somebody, get help if you need it. Nobody deserves to be pushed around, to be abused, to be bullied, to be humiliated. So, don't just ignore it. And if you ever want to share your story, Tina, if you know anybody, any of you guys know anybody that's got a story they would ever want to share, they can always get with us. And on Sundays, when we do the raising awareness for bullying, they can come right here, share their story, just, speak how they feel. Maybe you got something that you can share that will help somebody else. It could truly save somebody's life, by just sharing a simple story of something you might have went through when you went, if you went through it, whether it's abuse or bullying or whatever the case might be. There's a lot of it that happens. And I know there's a lot of people that don't pay any attention to it, but there's a lot of us that do. So let us know if you ever want to come on panel or share a story. We'll always be here. Okay, so that must have been a fake story. Someone just got the message got deleted. I'm guessing that was just someone being full of shit. Unfortunately, we get that. Tina Moeller. Yeah, see, people want to be idiots. When y'all going to learn? When you going to learn? You come in here, you act a fool, and the mods just delete you. Don't that get old to have to keep on making all these stupid fake accounts? I mean, you are helping us prove what bullying really is. Like this stuff here, someone trying to be a bully. And we're showing people a good example of what we do when people want to be a bully and they want to come in here and try to bully. The mods deal with it every single time. You should be ashamed of yourself to want to just pick on somebody because you think you're Mr. or Mrs. Big Shit. Right? That's the way I see it. So, but again, thank you guys for coming in tonight. I appreciate every one of you. I might go live again here in a little bit. Check out the videos I uploaded. I did one for AGP. I did another one just for the vlog that I did yesterday. Tina, really good to see you. If you need anything, you know what, you can always reach out to me if you ever need anything, or if you ever just need someone to talk to. You don't got to go through nothing alone, Tina. Just know that. Whether you just need someone to vent to, that's okay too. But you're not alone. And that goes for anybody else out there that's a part of the lounge or a part of Boss. We're here for each other. Just know that. And I've always, I'm always willing to lean my shoulder out there for whoever needs it to lean on. So I love you guys very much. Tina, don't be stressing. Okay. Take care of yourself. And you ever need anything, just reach out to me. Shauna, Stacy, everybody else, Derek, Rotten Potatoes, whoever else I might be missing in the stream here. I'm sure I'm missing some. I love you guys. And to those out there that might be going through bullying, today you can stop it. You can do something about it. You're not alone. If you're being abused, do something about it because you're not alone. We love you guys.